Friends, welcome to this fourth and last module of this series. I'm really happy and glad that you made it through. I think some people might not have all the time to stick it through right through to the fourth module, but I'm glad that you did. And may this really be a blessing to you. I think if you listen to this and you apply some of the things that we're doing, that we're talking about, and you're actually doing it, you will make it so much easier for yourself to go to hospital with peace of mind and with a kind of readiness. So this is just the last process. And what I want to do with you is just to help you to do especially two things. It is to take control of the controllables, to do what you can do to organize everything, because we have a responsibility to look after ourselves, but then also to surrender those things that you cannot control. So it might sound like two opposites. You control the controllables and then surrender those things that you cannot control. But life is actually like that. Life is very much, integrating opposites. It's like wanting to grow, but also wanting stability. It's wanting stability and also flexibility. It is wanting to be loved and to be in a relationship, but also want freedom to do what you want to do. It's like, almost like opposites, but we need to hold these things together in our lives and integrate them in our lives. Not balance them, but integrate and live with that. And the same with this thing. It's control the controllables and then also surrender those things that we cannot control. And this is actually a life skill that we can actually use every day in our lives. Control the controllables and surrender those things that you cannot control. There's that beautiful prayer. I think it's a prayer of St. Francis. Grant me the strength to change the things that I can, and give me the grace to accept those things that I cannot, and the wisdom to discern the difference between the two. Something like that. Just for us to change what we can change and accept those things that we cannot change. I think it's so beautiful there. So let me get to the first thing. I want to talk about the controlling the controllables. And in my work, I often teach leaders and managers how to bridge the execution gap, because often we have wonderful ideas where my life must go to, wonderful ideas where my work must go to, ideals that we set for ourselves, wonderful goals. And we talk about those things, we have meetings and we make decisions, but often there's that execution gap. We have great ideas, we strategize together, and then next year when we are together again, nothing happened. Nothing got executed, got implemented. And that's also a story of many of our lives. We have had so many ideas, but we never came to actually do it. And it's also happening when people prepare for hospital. They have all the ideas to do things before they go to hospital, and at the end they do nothing. So I want to show you the very practical model that I use to train managers and leaders just to get things done. It's a simple, very basic model, but it works. It's the so-called POLK model. Planning, as you can see there, planning, organizing, leading, and control. So when it comes to planning, we set out our goals, we set out, what should be the end. We start with the end in mind. We set out some goals, we set out some timelines. We also think about resources and sources, and we think about action plans and actually how those things will happen. The what and the how and the with what, all those questions we ask during the planning process. And ideally, we have to write those things down or type it out on our computer, on our laptop, just to make sure that it's there. It's out of our minds. It's actually there, written by us, so that we can actually check and control those things later on. So planning is so important. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I want to encourage you, go and write down your to-do list. Know what are those things that should happen before you are admitted to hospital. Do the planning and do it well. If you're not a good planner, get somebody to help you. Get somebody that had been to hospital recently, or just phone the doctor's consulting rooms and ask the receptionist, what do I need to plan and to prepare for, so that they can help you with the practicalities. If we go to the hospital prepared, it's so emotionally so much easier to go and not to worry about many of the things that people often worry about. So what are those things that we need to plan? I think, it's just good to get your mind around that. So the first thing that you will know that you need to do so that you can know what it is just to be informed, because, we're going to climb a mountain and before we get to the hospital, and you will need some help and you will need certain steps to get there. And when you're there, you will feel prepared. So the first thing is just to be informed. When I was at the cardiologist, they gave me a booklet and a pamphlet. I don't know what your doctor gave you. You can probably visit the website and see whether there are any information about cardiac operations. You can also Google it, just get some information. But I want to caution you a bit. Don't read everything. Read what is helpful. And then also be realistic. You will not be able to understand everything about your operation. Maybe if you are a doctor, you can understand a bit more, depending what kind of doctor you are. But don't wear yourself down. Be realistic. What do you need to know? Know the big picture. Understand what is going to happen, but don't make yourself too tired about all the detail. Don't overanalyze things and overcomplicate things for yourself. And then also, in the process, stay calm. If you read something that you feel is a bit upsetting, you don't actually want to know all the clinical, gory detail about this operation, then don't read it. If it's not helpful to you, you don't have to read it. Read those things that are helpful to you, and read those things that will help you to stay calm. In the beginning, I wasn't ready to read all the details about my operation, so I didn't read it. I only read it a few days shortly before the operation, because then I was ready and I was at peace, and I opened up myself to get to know what is this operation all about, how will it happen, what will the doctors actually do. So it's important not to over-emotionalize this thing, if there's a word like that in English. Don't overstress yourself. Don't work yourself up into a ball of stress. No, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself in this preparation process where you have to plan and also have to know, but you don't have to know everything. The doctors will know all the detail, and you have to be a good patient, a collaborative, cooperative patient that will make things easy for them. So do your part and allow the rest, the doctors to do the rest that they should be doing and should be knowledgeable about. There are some things that you need to plan. So, and you need to do in time. Make sure that you do know the date that you need to admit it. Often hospitals require you just to be there a day before the operation will take place. So make sure that you know what is the date that you will have to be admitted, and also what is the most probable date that you will be discharged. So I know there's a bit of uncertainty because it depends on how you will recover and how fast things will work out for you. But more or less, how many days will you be in the pre-op ward, and then ICU, and then after ICU in the recovery or a high care ward? How many days will that be in total, so that people will know, so that your caregivers can know, so that you can communicate that. Also, make sure that you know what the basic policies and procedures are, how it works, what do you need to take with you. Do you need to take some identification documents with you? Are there any cards that you need to take, like your medical fund card? So just make sure that you know the policies and procedures. What do they want you to know about? Also, policies about visitation hours. When will people be able to come and visit you, and when not, and how many people will be able to visit you in the ward and in ICU, and so on. Then make sure that you pack your bag. Don't wait until the last moment, the morning before you have to go to hospital, before you pack your bag. Give it enough time so that you can see whether you have everything. Maybe there are a few things that you still want to buy, so that you have everything. I've already said about the visits. Make sure that you know what the visitation hours are, but also make sure that you decide beforehand, who do you want to visit you. I've decided that I don't want too many people to come and visit me in the ICU. So I have made it very knowledgeable to people. I've actually communicated it very clear to people that I don't want people to come and visit me in hospital unless we spoke about it beforehand. You have to know who will take care of you. Probably when you are in hospital, there will be some needs that you have in hospital. You need somebody to go and buy something for you, bring something from home. Make sure that you communicate that. Also, you will need some caring afterwards. Make sure that you organize those things and that the caregivers will know what will your needs be, because you will need special care. You won't be able to most probably not be able to have a shower. You will need to be bathed, and you will need somebody to help you in those very practical things, because you won't be that strong when you arrive home. You won't be that weak, but hopefully, but you won't be that strong, and you will need a lot of care and help and people looking after you. Of course, there are also some money issues that you need to sort out, your work issues. Make a list of all those logistics and just plan those things. And then, and write down some action plans that you need to take. Maybe you have to phone some people. Just go and do those things. Plan everything that you can plan. You can add a lot of things on this list. You can also think about relationships. Maybe there are a few relationships that you just want to talk to people about and just make things right. This is a wonderful opportunity to repair relationships that are not going well. So make use of this to plan where do you want to be when you go into hospital. Write down all those plans. As I said, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So do your plans well. Then something that really helped me as part of this planning and preparation time was also to prepare my mind and to actually to see where I will be before the operation, directly after the operation, and after ICU. So what I did, I actually asked the ward sister just to show me around, and I could form a picture in my mind how this all works, and where the theater is and where ICU is, and just for me to go and see those things just made things more familiar to me. It almost became like home, and I was more at peace. And it's much easier to relax in an area that you know. So if you cannot do that before the operation, when you arrive at hospital and you are admitted, and they are busy preparing you for the operation, probably the day before, ask them just to go and just to show you where the ICU is, and so you can just form a picture there and just calm yourself and do very good self-talk and be kind to yourself in the way that you talk about these things. So go and see. And then also, what also is helpful, in ICU, you will start your rehab program maybe before ICU. It might also be that the physio will come and see you the day before your operation in the pre-surgery ward. And you just make sure that you know what kind of physio will you get, and ask the physio, what will it entail. What helped me is I was curious, so I went on YouTube and I watched some of those after cardiac surgery physio video clips, and it just helped me to see how do they help you to get out of bed into the chair in ICU. And how do they help you to give your first steps, to start walking? It is just good to be prepared and to see those things. Eventually, it was quite different than the YouTube videos in my case, but it helped me to start thinking about those things, and I could ask some good questions, and I think maybe I was more cooperative because I was more prepared, and so on. But go with the flow. Those things that you don't know, it doesn't matter. They will tell you, and they will take you through all the steps, and eventually you will do the physio that you need to do, and you will see how fast you actually recover. It's actually wonderful how this body works and how we can recover. Also, when it comes to organizing, I've already said, who will do what for you during and after your your time in hospital. So make sure that you have organized those things, that you have organized everything that you need to organize, that you take your plans and you organize your plans. Now that you communicate it, you delegate it, you mandate people that you need to mandate, that people know what you expect from them, that you just clarify expectations and your needs, and that people will be able to execute on some of those plans and goals that you have set for yourself and where you need people to help you with. Also, make sure that you've organized with your medical fund and work-related issues and all the logistics, so that there's nothing that you worry about when you go to hospital. So organize everything that you can organize, plan it, organize it, then lead yourself to execute it, and then also check and control whether you've actually done all those things according to the plan that you have. One last thing before I start talking about surrendering is just, it's important how you allow people to affect you in this time. What I found is that some people are very helpful. They brought energy, they brought positivity. They were really great to have in my life, but others were really not helpful. They were dominating and prescribing, and some were negative, and some were actually questioning and criticizing. Why now? And what have you done that you are here? So it's important for you to decide who will you avoid. Just set some boundaries, that you don't spend too much time in the presence of negative, draining people, because they will drain your energy. And then also decide who will you include in your life, who will you welcome in your life, so that they can speak into your life, they can bring energy, and they can bring some joy and some laughter, and they can encourage you to go through this process in a very positive mindset. Okay, so this is just to make sure that your relational environment is a positive one. And so keep things as positive as possible. Be good to yourself, but also make sure that you have people in your life that will also be good to yourself, caring people, helpful people, encouraging people. And also, ask your family. Often it's we don't talk about these things, but ask your family. Listen, I need you guys to be positive, to have faith in this process, to encourage me, and to believe with me that the outcome will be good. We are expecting the best, and the more positive we set our expectations, the better the outcome will be. So let's just be positive in our outlook, and let's speak in a positive manner about this coming operation. It's just very helpful if we do that kind of thing. Of course, sometimes we need to address some of our negative emotions, and we talk through it, and then we set it aside and we move on. But let me come to the second part of this module. So the first part was control the controllables. Do what you can do. Make your plans. Make sure that you execute on those things, that you do your polking, planning, organizing, leading yourself and others, and checking and control, so that you go to hospital with a peace of mind that you've done your part. But now the second part of this is surrender. Surrendering means to go with the flow. It's actually interesting that we as human beings often think that we can control so many things, but we're actually very small beings. You are a small human being on a planet with 7 billion people, and this planet is actually a very small planet in the bigger solar system, and our solar system is a very small solar system in the bigger universe. So we are actually very small beings in a very huge reality. But we are human beings. We are Homo sapiens. That means we can think, we can make things happen, we can imagine things, and we can plan it, and we can organize it so it can happen. So we have some kind of control over a reality, but we don't have all the control. There are so many things that we cannot control. And it's actually exciting, because it brings a bit of adventure in life. If everything was so predictable, life would have been very boring. Now, I'm actually talking against my own conscience, because I used to be a person that want to know. Things must be knowable to me, and things must be controllable to me, and must be predictable and controllable. So that I must be able to control the outcomes, make sure that I get the kind of outcome that I want. And that was actually part of my problem, that I try to control things that I shouldn't control. And I actually wore myself down, and also, I assume, made life difficult for other people as well at times, instead of letting things just be and go with the flow. There's a certain rhythm in life. There's an energy around you. Things are happening in relationships, in business, in the business world, in the markets, in an organization. There's certain rhythms and routines, and things are happening in a certain way. To go with that flow, it's far easier in life. It's like a wave in the sea. You can either fight the energy, or you can use the energy and actually surf on those waves. If you can read the waves, if you can understand the energy and how it works, you can actually have a wonderful time in the sea with those waves. Or you can see those waves as dangerous, and you can fight the energy and make life so difficult for you. The same with life. And right now, there are a lot of things happening around you. The doctors are preparing for you to do this operation. The hospital is preparing for you. Things are being scheduled, and there's a certain rhythm at the hospital. I want to advise you just to go with that flow. Try to understand the rhythms and the routines, and just go with that. Ask them to inform you, and those things that you don't know, just allow them to do to you what they know they must do. And you will see life become so much easier. A friend of mine recently wrote a beautiful poem on Facebook. His name is Cecil Murray. But in that poem, he said these words: "If you surrender the need for certainty, you germinate the seed of possibility." If you surrender the need of certainty, you actually open up, and you develop and you grow possibility. That's when things start to happen. If you go on a journey and you've organized everything, and you keep on sticking to your plan, you're not open to everything that's happening around you and to allow things to happen to you. But if we are on a journey and we have planned and we are ready for many things, but we open ourselves for other possibilities, other adventures, it's strange how things just start happening to us. You are on a journey, and I would like to call it a positive journey. It's a positive adventure, an adventure where you will discover things about yourself, about humanity, about doctors and nurses. Open yourself up to that. And go with the flow. When you are at hospital, ask the names of the nurses. Maybe you will see on their badges, you will see the name of the surname. Ask them about themselves. Be involved, with them. Ask questions about what's going on around you, and make it easier for them, but also easy on yourself. Just go with this flow. There was recently an article that I read by Amy Johnson, and in that article she said there's actually a formula that we can use for surrendering. She said surrendering means firstly to completely accept those things that is. It's complete acceptance of what is, just to make peace of what is, those things that you cannot change. Just accept it, open up yourself, actually embrace it. And then secondly, it is the belief or the faith that all is well and all will be well, even without my involvement, even without my input. So firstly, accept those things that are happening, acceptance of what is. And then secondly, to believe that all will turn out well, even though I am not controlling it. It's a positive energy that you just radiate into reality. And somehow, if we do that, we see positive outcomes. We often get what we expect. And if we expect the best, that things will be well, and we radiate that, and the doctors will do their work well, and we have a positive expectations of good care that we will get from the nurses and even the cleaning staff and the kitchen staff that will bring your food to you, and the doctors and everybody there. If you have a positive expectation, somehow it comes back to you, because you sow what you reap. You sow positivity, and then you reap also positivity. The outcome is just so much better. I want to just speak a few last words about your emotions. So, being emotional is being human, but you are not your emotions. Your emotions, your feeling is not your identity. You are more than your feelings and your emotions. So, to learn how to live with your emotions is really very important. I would like to suggest to you to not to push away or deny your emotions. Often we do that. We want to live in our minds as Western people. We want to push away our emotions, our feelings. It's actually not working, because the more you deny it, the more it's there, and the more they can fight with you. Rather, welcome your emotions. Don't fight it. Welcome your anxiety and talk to it, and decide how long you will keep it with you before you let it go. Welcome your fears and your worries, your tensions. Welcome your maybe even negative stuff and your sadness, your feeling of loss. Welcome it and invite it into your life. Acknowledge that it's there, and then talk to it, and try to replace your untrue beliefs with truths, because it is so that if we know the truth will set us free. It's a psychological principle that we are being set free by truths in our lives. And just ask yourself, what is the truth here, and how can I deal with this emotion in a practical way? So emotions are there. It's part of your limbic brain. It will be there. It will be triggered. Some of those emotions will come from a long time ago, from your childhood, and suddenly they are there. Welcome them, and then deal with them, and then let them go. So I want you, as the one last thing, just to sit back in your chair and just allow me to take you through a little process that you can use in your ward that you will be admitted to, but also even now, and also in ICU. I've used this a lot in ICU. So I want you to do practically three things. The first thing is that you need to stiffen or to tighten up all your muscles. So it's like tightening up your muscles, everything from your toes, your legs. You can do it right now as I'm talking to you. Stiffen up and tighten up everything. Just keep it there for a while. Your face and your chest and your stomach, tighten up everything. Not too stiff that you will do harm to yourself, but just tighten up things because we're now countering and working with the normal stress that we already have. And now you can relax and let go. Just let go. Let your toes relax. Let your feet relax. Just put your feet on the ground, flat on the ground, and just relax, and just allow your muscles to be not relaxing in your body. You can move around a bit so that you can sit in your chair in a comfortable spot, and that you can just totally relax now. So put your hands on your legs, or your lap, and a comfortable place, and allow your leg muscles to relax from bottom upwards to your middle, all your muscles around your middle, your bum, your stomach, your chest, your back. Relax your back vertebra by vertebra all the way up. Your shoulders, let your shoulders hang. Let them hang a bit more now. Go down your arms. Just move your fingers a bit and relax your hands and your lower arm, your upper arm. And again, your shoulders, just relax it a bit more. Now your neck. Now it's important to relax your face. Let all the emotion go out of your face. Let your tongue be low in your mouth. Relax your eyes, your eyebrows. Let everything just relax totally from your head to your toes. Everything now is relaxed. Just sit there with yourself and focus on your breathing for a while. All is safe. If you focused on your body's relaxation, you will be in a place of calmness now, more and more. Focus now on your breathing. And try to breathe with your stomach, with your diaphragm. Breathe in If you can't, just breathe in a normal way. Breathe in shortly and then a long sigh. Breathe out everything, every little piece of breath. Let it go. Now let your lungs fill up using your stomach again. Keep it there for 4 seconds and let it go again. Long sigh. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in, hold it for 4 seconds and let it go. Just sigh. And then once more. A long breath in. Hold it there for 4 seconds and then a long sigh. As you sigh, you feel how your body becomes even heavier. And you even feel as if you can fall asleep. That's why you have to sit in a chair. Just relax. Relax totally. So the first thing that you did was to tighten up your muscles and then to relax. Now you've done some breathing. Secondly, and the third thing that you have to do is now just to imagine going to a very nice place. Just do some visualization. Imagine a beautiful place. A place that you like to be. A place that's bringing calmness to your soul. Just be in that place. Just see the surroundings, the beauty of it. And just allow yourself to be there and enjoy the beauty of that. All is calm, all is good. And you are there in that beautiful place. Might be in a bush, maybe in a hiking trail, might be a beautiful beach. It might be somewhere on your canoe, on a dam, on the sea. It might be on a sailing ship. Whatever it is, just be there for a while. And now I want you just to enjoy it. Be there. I want you to imagine the clouds high above. And you see some of the white clouds in the blue sky. And you focus on those clouds. You start feeling like you are identifying with it. You are actually becoming that cloud. You've been heavy, but now you identify with the cloud. You become light. And you're just in that cloud. And you fully relax while being there. Just stay there with that cloud, drifting. Just be with the cloud. Just enjoy being that cloud. And I want you just to be there for a while, and I will tell you when to open your eyes. But for now, just be there. Okay, you can slowly open your eyes. And now I want you just to stretch for a while. You can stretch your legs, stretch, and just feel how you come by and feel how relaxed your body is. You know, I could just now fall asleep if I wanted to, but just now relax. And by the way, this is something that you can do. I couldn't sleep actually in ICU, and I did these exercises, these 3 things: stiffen my muscles, then relax, breathing, and then also imagining or visualization. And I was so refreshed the next day because I kept on doing this over and over, and sometimes I would drift into sleep a bit and then come out of it. And I was just so relaxed because now you can do something about the stress that you have, about the emotions that would like to undermine your peace. So try to use these things often in your life. Now, before the operation, in the pre-surgery ward, in ICU, and also afterwards. Friends, let this operation be something good to you. It's a new chance on life, as I've said so many times during these 4 videos. Enjoy the privilege that you have to go for this operation. Many people don't have it, they just die. But you have it, a second chance on life. And life can be great on the other side. Start visualizing how you will actually recover and how you will be healthy again, and the kind of things that you will do, the kind of journeys that you will go on. Maybe some of the sport that you will start doing again, getting fit again, enjoying some of your friendships and your relationships, of your family relationships and so on. Just see yourself that there is life on the other side of this. You're going through this process, but you're not going to focus on the process itself, on the operation itself. You're going to focus on what's lying on the other side. It's like climbing out the mountain. And when you come to the top, there will be this beautiful scenery. It's like, going on this journey. And later on, you will be recovered and life will be great again. It's now exactly 3 months after my operation. I'm feeling so much better. I've been cycling, mountain biking this morning, going up the hill, being in the bush. And it was such a privilege just to be there. Whatever it is for you, may you visualize being there, taking up your life again. If it takes 3 months, that's okay. If it takes 6 months, but you will get there eventually, taking back your life and enjoying your life again. May this operation go well. I believe it will. And I believe you will give yourself the full chance of that. And that you will now relax, embrace this, and go for this process. All of the best, many blessings, and I hope that I will see you also in the next 4 modules, because I will do another series of training videos, how to help yourself to recover emotionally after the operation. This was preparing yourself for the operation. So on the other side is how to recover and how to be good to yourself and how to become emotionally strong, and to give yourself all the possibility and all the opportunities to be the person that you can be. All of the best. Go well.